promise I would get it to you.
No problem. Just give me 1 second. Let me just put this, Odyssey can be slow sometime. All right, court is calling 2024 CR. I'm sorry, I gave you the docket sheet for that for this. Thank you. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 009363W, State versus Tawana Turner. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Carrillo from Ms. Turner.
And are you Ms. Turner? All right, you're going to need to keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Turner, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in the appropriate place?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the facts in this case
Yes,
and make a decision on whether or not to hold you over for jury trial? Did you understand?
yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were waiving those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up or waive those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review the information with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And state, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge, it should be for possession less than a gram.
All right. Ms. Turner, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram?
Yes.
That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
My opinion, she is competent, Your Honor.
Ms. Turner, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's $1,000 fine. State recommends you receive deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with 2017 CR 6992. They will take into consideration 2024 PF 030353, and there's to be a drug court evaluation. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand that was recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
State offer states exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. And for the record, are you the person listed in the police report as Tawana L. Amin Adams?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so before we proceed with sentencing in this case, let's take up the motion to revoke. Are we still going to be going forward on the motion to revoke or no?
No, Your Honor, the state was gonna file a motion to withdraw, just so that it could be termed unsat and so that the probation can be continued on here.
All right, any objection with regards to the motion to revoke?
No, Judge, I do want to make the court aware that, case actually expired August the 21st, 2024. So a motion to withdraw and then term unsat, would be fine with probation, Judge, if that's what the state wants to do. We did, just for your information, Judge, in February, completed a TAP evaluation, and the TAP evaluation came back with a recommendation of dual diagnosis outpatient treatment along with monthly urinalysis and sober support meetings.
Okay. All right, then we will proceed with sentencing in this case. So when's the last time you had employment?
June the 11th, because we got stopped on the 12th on my daughter's graduation. So June the 11th was my last day working. I was at Church's Chicken located on San Pedro and Bass Road,
All right, and who is James?
correct?
Yes, to you.
My son,
All right, and who is Jocelyn Martinez?
my daughter-in-law,
All right, and how old is James Rector?
31.
All right, it appears that you all are not setting good examples for each other based upon this police report. So it appears that everybody's been using, is that correct?
Everybody been using,
Yes, I mean, the vehicle, when it was pulled over, they said there was a smell of marijuana.
yes,
And then according to this, you had drugs in your bra.
yes,
That's an issue. And that's a problem. So is your son on any type of probation?
no,
Do you have any grandchildren?
11,
All right. Do you have, and your biological children, how old are they? What are their ages?
36, 34, 29, 19, and 31.
So if you were released, who would you be living with?
My 34-year-old, she's here.
All right. And who's your 34-year-old?
Johnetta Henderson, same one that's always here.
Okay.
She's in yellow.
All right. So when's the last time, June 12th, the 2024, is that the last time you used or no?
I haven't used. I've been clean.
Okay.
Yes.
So when did you start using?
I have it.
No, I mean, at some point in time in your life, you used drugs. So when did you start? How old were you?
18.
And what drugs have you used in the past?
There was marijuana. Oh, in the past, marijuana, crack cocaine, cocaine, and heroin.
And then the meth that was in this case, had you ever used meth before?
No, ma'am.
But you had it in your bra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And mental health issues, have you had any diagnosis?
Yes.
All right, what's your diagnosis been?
ADHD, bipolar 1, and PTSD.
Is there anything else I should know?
No, ma'am.
All right. Can I have a relative come up?
Yeah.
You know.
Hello. Hi. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Janetta Henderson.
All right, and so are you related to Miss Turner?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are you related to her?
That's my mother.
All right. So do you have any children in your home?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are their ages?
16, 13, 12, and 10, and then my sister.
Oh, and your sister? Okay. And she's 19?
Yes.
So who all would be living in the home? It's your children, your sister, you, and then your mother?
Mm.
And are you okay with your mother living with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So in this court, when I give people conditions of probation, everybody has different conditions. I don't have a cookie cutter set thing where everybody does this and everybody does that. I try to do conditions that can help the specific person that's before me. So what do you think your mom needs to help her to be successful on probation? Trick question, not a trick question. What kind of conditions can I give her to help her? For example, some people appear before me, they have children, so I know they need parenting classes.
Mm.
Some people have anger management problems, so I know that they may need some help with their anger management. What does she need, do you think? Oh, yeah, just tell me.
I'm sorry,
No, that's okay.
the drug court.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Thank you so much for letting me know. And that's the type of honesty I need, because guess what? I always tell people when they appear before me, if you tell me you don't have a drug problem and I send you out into the world
Mm,
and you end up using, that's 100% on you.
mm,
But if you tell me you have a drug problem and I send you on the work out in the world without giving you any help, then that's sort of on me, because you've said, Judge, help me. I have a drug problem. So I'm glad you let me know that. So I'm going to give her some treatment for that to make sure that that's not an issue, or at least she can recognize what an issue is and then take care of it. Because the last thing you need is somebody who may be using ended up over your children, because then that means that Child Protective Services is going to get involved. You understand? All right, so drug court, anything else? All right, thank you so much for letting me know. I appreciate it. And thank you for coming back to support her.
yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All righty, if you'll come back. All right. So I want you to know, one, not your daughter's fault, right?
No.
Your daughter loves you.
Yes.
She wants you to be successful. I'm sure she doesn't want her mom to end up going to prison for 2 years, because then that'll be 2 years that she won't see you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to set conditions for you, and these are going to be conditions that can help you. I know that probation, I know that drug court, they're sort of full. So I'm going to try her with Esperanza Court. And Esperanza Court, they'll be able to see you this week or either next week at the latest. And if they don't see you next week, your attorney can come back and I'll see you next week, okay? And I want you to be 100% honest with them. And they're going to try to get you into a situation where you can be successful on this probation, okay?
Yes.
So there's going to be $1,000 fine. I'm going to probate that. There's going to be a referral to Esperanza Court. And that will be in custody. And if they haven't, counsel, if they haven't seen her by Wednesday of next week, just come back and let me know and we'll have it brought over and I'll take care of it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, my client will remind me.
Okay. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. With regard to that no unsupervised contact, that means that there needs to be another adult who's suitable, to be around the children. Once you are in complete sobriety, all your attorney has to do is come back to me and say, hey, we would like to change that, and I'll consider changing that. But for now, if you want to be around your grandchildren, there needs to be an adult there to say it's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. 150 hours community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
No.
All right. So what do you want to do with the rest of your life? If you could have your dream job, what would it be? No, you can. What do you want to do? When you were a little girl, who did you want to be? What did you want to grow up to be?
Pediatric nurse in Houston.
All right. So let me explain something to you. You look at your life and you know what you say? I can never accomplish that, right? There was a guy, because I always go to the drug court graduations. There was a guy there who had all of these criminal cases, but he always wanted to be an attorney. And people will tell you, when you have criminal cases in your background, anything that you need a license for, the government does a background check. And when they see this criminal history, they'll say no. But guess what? He's an attorney.
Mm.
And you know what ended up happening? He graduated, he went to law school, and in law school, he let them know prior to going to law school, this is how it changed my life. And they actually had a board to meet with him, a board of individuals to say, hey, why should we give you this license? He passed the bar and everything. And then he told them how he became addicted to drugs, how he changed his life around. And you know what he said they told him? Thank you for letting us know. We think you'll be good for the profession. So it's not something that's impossible. You just made it difficult.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to do 150 hours community service restitution. And if you obtain your GED, or if you get some sort of, go to some sort of trade school and get your certificate, I'll consider the 150 hours of community service restitution satisfied. All right.
Yes.
And we'll do referral to Center for Healthcare Services. And if not accepted into Esperanza Court, we'll follow TAP recommendations. And that's from the February TAP.
Thank you, Judge. I do want to point out, Judge, that Ms. Adams was on the MIC caseload.
Okay.
I would like to request from the court, mental health evaluation
Okay.
out of custody if it's gonna, take a while.
All right. Well,
So that we can make sure that she is still being supported that way.
all right. So we'll do MIC evaluation out of custody. Is there anything else?
I don't believe so, Judge.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I know this seems like a lot, right? And you probably thought, I'm getting out of jail today. And so not getting out of jail today probably has hit you like a ton of bricks. But this is what you have to realize. In life, it takes time to be where you want to be, and it takes a lot of work. So the question you have to ask yourself, would you rather go to Esperanza Court and probably have 100%, well, 99% chance of completing this successfully, or not go to Esperanza Court and probably have a 10% chance of completing this successfully? This is something that you need. And once you get your life together and you do everything right, I'm sure your grandchildren will be happy to have their grandmother in their life, and your children, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So in this court, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. Even if you think you're going to use again, let your probation officer know. If they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. I'm always here Monday through Friday. Okay. All right. Good luck to you, okay? I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go. Thank you. Your
Thank
Honor.
you. Have a good one. Are you all?